Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist KJ Jacobs here at WCNC Charlotte. I know it's a very warm, muggy afternoon, but we do have some impactful weather happening right now coming up on 5 p.m. on your Monday. So just to get you set for the evening commute, some of you may be taking in the Olympics and some of you may be watching from work before you head home this evening. So I want to show you what's happening on radar. We're tracking some heavy rain, some strong storms in some areas. We just had a severe thunderstorm warning moving through parts of Burke County. That same storm is now moving through Catawba County into Lincoln County. And we do have a couple of cells that are starting to merge right now. So we have a large cluster trying to set up and converge on Lincolnton now. And we're looking at some heavy rainfall. There's some lightning. We could have some pea-sized hail. And within these cells scattering across the area, we're also looking at some wind gusts. Winds could gust anywhere from 40 to 60 miles an hour. And that type of intensity, when we're talking about winds, could certainly have an impact on tree limbs, could blow around any loose, unsecured items in your yard, things like that. So just know that's all a possibility. In addition to the wind threat, we could have some minor hail damage, but we're also looking at a risk for flash flooding due to the rain that's being produced from these cells now. But I'll take a closer look now. I'll pause it here just so you guys can get an idea of where I'm at here, give you a point of reference. So right beneath, just south of I-40 there in Hickory, notice we have a couple of different cells that are all drifting downstream. So these are moving primarily to the south and southeast. So from, say, Morganton, Hickory, Bellwood, Lincolnton, these storms are moving in that general direction. Put an arrow on it here so you can get an idea. Moving towards the metro here, so towards like Morrisville, Huntersville, Stanley, moving towards northwest Charlotte, Gastonia can't be ruled out. So they're moving towards 77 and also 85 towards the 485 loop. And I'll do a storm track as well, just to get an idea of this particular batch here of showers and storms. So they're moving to the south and southeast, generally speaking, at about 20 miles an hour. So they're not terribly slow. Some of them are moving anywhere from about 20 to 30 miles an hour. So here's the storm track now, about 5 p.m. So we're looking at Lincolnton within the next 5 minutes. So Lincolnton, yeah, heads up. We do have some heavy rain moving your way. Bessemer City at about 5:21. Dallas at about 5:27. And before we log off this stream here on WCNC Plus, I'll show you the Dallas camera too. Let me look over and see if I see anything there. I don't see anything there quite, but we do have some showers and storms moving in that general direction there, so can certainly clip those of you in central and northern Gaston County. Cornelius coming up about 5:41 if it all holds together. Cramerton by 5:46 and Gastonia by 5:34. Some of those are out of order, but nonetheless, we are looking at this to make its way to the south and southeast over the next 45 minutes to an hour. So we'll take the storm track off. I'll move down to other parts of the area now. We do have a few clusters, not as impressive in terms of coverage, but the same intensity is certainly still there. I'll get a measurement here of the rainfall rates per hour. And let's take a look, just query this here by Monroe. So rainfall rates for this particular cell west of Monroe in Union County is about a ½ inch to an inch per hour. So this is still a decent amount of rainfall. So if these cells come together here, let's put it into motion just to loop it here just to see how they are starting to show up. So notice how quickly these develop over parts of Union County. So for some of you, it may seem as if they're coming out of nowhere, but this has been the potential all day to have some afternoon showers and storms to redevelop. I know some of us had some showers this morning. Over in Lancaster County, we're getting some heavier showers by Heath Springs. So we do have the rain. We do have some lightning out there for various parts of the area at this time. So we're looking at multiple impacts with these particular cells. Not only do we have the risk for flash flooding, it's localized, but those low-lying areas that are prone to flooding, those are the ones we have to look out for. In addition to that, we're also looking at wind gusts anywhere from 40 to 60 miles per hour. So, of course, If you are in the vicinity of these storms, if you don't have to go out, we certainly encourage you to go stay in and sort of ride it out in a pass before you make your way out there, especially when you're dealing with heavy rain. It can be difficult to drive in, hazardous driving conditions. This is a live look from Monroe now, and that shower is continuing to make its way. At least this storm is centered over downtown Monroe at this time, and radar sort of lines up with it. We can do a side-by-side comparison with radar in the tower cam there in Monroe. You can get an idea of what a shower like this looks like on radar as opposed to what you're seeing on the ground there. So this is that similar image here. This is developing right over downtown Monroe. I don't think they call it uptown in Monroe. I think it's just for Charlotte. But we're looking at some heavier showers there in Monroe as we center in. You can see the streets running through there. Wingate, you're getting more of a lighter shower there. Mineral Springs, you're getting a little bit of a heavier shower. Roads like, what do we have here? Can't really make out. Moving on 75 towards Waxhaw there. Also Hancock, some heavier showers. Weddington east of there in Wesley Chapel. If you're watching in those areas, you just have some heavy rain there. Meanwhile, take a look at west of Chester County and York County here. This cell is moving out of Spartanburg. It is moving anywhere from about 25 to 30 miles an hour to the south and east. So it is making its way towards Chester County. Once again, this whole line, well, it's a broken line, but numerous cells are generally moving to the east and southeast. So some of you who are dry now, you're warm, you're muggy, certainly we have that potential for more showers and storms to develop into the afternoon. Just to give you an hour-by-hour look for Charlotte, I know most of you within the 485 loop are still dry, but here's a look right now through the 5 o'clock hour. These rain chances will stay anywhere from about 20 to 30%. By 6 to 7 p.m., I do anticipate a better chance for some showers and storms to move over and near the uptown area by 6 to 7 p.m. So that could be in that afternoon, evening commute, the dinner rush. But we do anticipate those showers sort of taper off later into the evening, but not completely dry, but we'll have lower rain chances as we move throughout your evening. I'll take a look at Futurecast, and so right now the models are definitely picking up on where we do have the precipitation right now, mainly west of 77 now, and you can see how it could all come together and converge east of 77. So those of you in South Charlotte through Union County, Ensign County, moving through Lancaster, Chesterfield, we could have a little bit more activity moving through between, say, between 5 and about 8 p.m. or so. Could linger through 9 or 10. But overall, this should all begin to taper off by 10 to 11 o'clock tonight, with most areas drying out, with the exception of an isolated lingering shower. And then we'll have fewer rain chances into your day tomorrow. So we should see clouds by Tuesday morning, then giving way to a little bit more sunshine into the afternoon. So once again, stay weather aware for any impactful weather out there. Could certainly impact your Monday evening. We're about 5 minutes after 5 p.m. Take it easy out there. Be safe. And thank you for joining us, logging on to WCNC Plus. Our app is a great way to stay engaged with us in terms of weather updates. You get that notification right there when there's lightning nearby as well. But of course, we're going to have more coming up at 6 p.m. after the Olympics right here on WCNC Charlotte. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich, he's here, and he'll have you covered there at 6 p.m. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good rest of your afternoon and evening.